Running a business comes with a lot of what ifs, but luckily there's a simple answer to them. Shopify. It's the commerce platform behind millions of businesses, including Thrive Cosmetics and Momofuku, and it'll help you with everything you need. From website design and marketing to boosting sales and expanding operations, Shopify can get the job done and make your dream a reality. Turn those what ifs into... Sign up for your $1 per month trial at shopify.com/special offer.
Now, it's Positively Ernie Extra, New York's TV legend and 77 WABC radio talk host, with positive news and interviews to inform and inspire you. Now, here's Ernie Anastas.
Okay, and here we are. Hi, everybody. I hope you're all doing well today. I have a smile on my face because I just love doing this program and being connected to you. And thanks so much for the comments, by the way. Hearing from a lot of people who are saying they like the show a lot, and that makes me feel good. That's why we're here. I was thinking about a little quiz today. I wanted to start off with a little quiz and see if you could do something with this. All right, let me try this out. Can you name the last 3 people who won a Nobel Prize? Can you do that? Okay, well, let's go to this one. Can you name the last 3 Heisman Trophy winners? Okay. One more. How about the last 5 Academy Award winners for Best Actor? Are you able to come up with anything? Yeah, you know what? It's not always easy to remember yesterday's headliners. And these are people who are the best in their field, who excel, and people talk about them. Okay, let me move on. Let me try another quiz. Can you name 2 people who you can always count on? I'll bet you're thinking about that. Have an answer? Yeah. Can you name 2 teachers that taught you something worthwhile? Interesting. How about this one? Can you name 3 people who make you feel appreciated and special? How'd you do? Better? Yeah. You know what? The lesson here on this quiz, the people who make a difference in your life, they're not the ones with the most credentials, with the most money or awards. No. They are simply the ones who care, people who care about you, like this wonderful song from Debbie Boone. Listen to that.
And you light up my life.
Yeah.
You give me hope to carry on.
That's right. Very simple. The people who care for you, who light up your life. And you light up their life as well. This is a great topic. And listening to us right now is Amy Brightfield. She's terrific. She's a good friend. She's a health and features director at Better Homes and Garden. She is a terrific editor. She writes a column, edits a column on Thrive. And she does a lot of good things with her family as well. Amy, so good to have you on the show. How are you?
Great to be on with you again, Ernie.
How'd you like that quiz?
I love that quiz.
Yeah.
And of course, I couldn't answer the first 2, but I had lots of answers for your last question.
Well, isn't that interesting? Because most people, when I've tried this quiz on them, they always will come up with people, that they will remember. It could have been a teacher or people that they can really count on. And isn't that a nice thing to have in our life?
It's really great. And I think I'm so glad that you asked me. I think it's kismet that you asked me because to be on this particular show for this particular topic, because I feel like in my life lately, the people that I can really count on are really showing up. And sometimes I think you don't know who those people are until you are in a trying period of time, until sometimes you find yourself surrounded with negative people. And then the people who are the positive people really stand out.
Isn't that nice when that happens too? When you're in need and someone calls you. I did something recently about being there for people. It's nice to call someone. It's nice to text them. It's also great when you can show up in person. Isn't that a nice feeling?
It's great. And actually for me, I listen to music a lot, and especially during my commute. And one of the songs that I've been listening to tremendously a lot lately is You've Got a Friend by James Taylor.
Oh, sure. Classic. You've got a friend. I love that song. It's a wonderful song. Music can make a difference too. But I want to ask you about, in general, the topic today. We're talking about people who care, heroes, people that you look up to. I saw a recent survey. and they were talking to young people, teenagers, and they asked them, who are your heroes? Who are the people that you look up to? You know what the number one answer was, Amy?
What?
Parents.
Oh, wow. Well, right.
Yeah.
As it should be, right?
And shouldn't it be? So talk about that a little bit. You know, how important it is to have, good people in your life, and particularly, your parents, and you can depend on them.
Well, I think for parents, and I have a son, I think it's important for you. I was just telling someone the other day that it's important for your kids to know that you're behind them no matter what.
Mm-hmm.
Even if they might have different interests than yours, if they might be taking a little bit of a different path than you took, that you as a parent have to see, your job is to see who they are and help them be the best version of themselves.
I think that's so classic. Yes, go ahead.
And that's what I've really learned. My son's a senior. He's applying to college now. And, there's all this stress. There's tremendous stress on teenagers these days.
Yeah, I know.
So much stress to be, the straight A student, to be the star of this team and that team. And that success in life isn't always linear like that. And that you don't, that your children are on a journey, and that you're there to support them and be positive. I mean, it's so funny because my son is always like, Mommy, stop being so positive.
Really?
Literally, he says that to me.
You must be doing a good job then, right?
I hope so.
Man.
And also, I'm real with him. I think that there is always a silver lining, and you might not see it right away, and it might be really painful to get to that silver lining, but it's always there.
It is, and what you're talking about is so important. People who are listening to us now, look, people might say, you know what, I've heard this before, but you can't hear it enough, in my view. And I think when you're working with your family, and particularly now we're talking about working with your children, the best thing you can give them is a good self-esteem, to feel good about themselves, because that armor, is what they will wear throughout life. And if they feel positive about themselves, if they feel good, then they can tackle anything, don't you think?
Yeah, well, and also I think they want to feel self-sufficient. Like, your job as a parent is you're a role model for them, and they see how you deal with the relationships in your life and the setbacks. And when they see that you have a disappointment and you get up the next day and you just keep going, that's the role model for them. And it's, it's really important to show them all the real sides.
Yeah.
Sometimes things don't go your way, but you have to persevere. Maybe it sets you back. Maybe you feel sad for like a day or two, but then you acknowledge that and you just get back up again. And I know that sounds cliche, but really I think also, like, if a lot of kids, I think, sometimes are used to being successful. Like, there's so much pressure to always get the good grade, and that you have to see, like, sometimes you don't, and that's okay.
Yeah, right. They have to understand that. You can't be number one all the time, right?
No, and that actually that arms you. It's not. It's feeling good. It's teaching kids to feel positive about themselves, but also to feel that they trust themselves, and to feel that they can face a challenge, and that they can do it on their own, that they can ask for help if they need it, but that they have it within themselves.
That's right. And the underlying topic here is happiness.
This episode is brought to you by San Pellegrino. A meal isn't just about what's on your plate. It's about what you bring to the table. San Pellegrino believes the table is where the best of life happens. That's what makes gathering around it so rich and rewarding. And with their unique, sparkling, natural mineral water, San Pellegrino brings its best so you can bring yours.
Learning through play starts with Lego Duplo. With Lego Duplo, toddlers can develop real-life skills while having fun with colorful bricks made just for them. Large, easy to grip, and safe to explore. When children express themselves with Lego Duplo, they build patience, problem-solving, and empathy. See your child learn perseverance and self-expression with everything they imagine and create. Visit lego.com/preschool to learn more.
How does PwC take your company to the leading edge? They bring the sharpest minds in tech to your team, so you can bring the ideas that will transform your business. They're passionate about your industry, so you can walk into any room with every advantage. and they're with you every step of the way, so you can know you're headed in the right direction. PwC builds for what's next, so you can get there now. Get started at pwc.com/us/leading edge.
This episode is brought to you by Buick. Buick certified service technicians are factory trained to fit your vehicle with the tires specifically developed for it. And with our tire price match guarantee, you get the best fit for the best deal. Buick, exceptional by design. Available on select eligible tire brands at participating dealers only. Offer ends 12/31/2025. Terms apply. See dealer for complete details. Visit buick.com/service to learn more.
As we become happier, we become better people. We become more compassionate, creative, energetic, and we can also become more financially successful, more emotionally and physically healthy as we live longer. And I think that's very important for us to understand, because you talk a lot and you read a lot and write a lot about healthy living and living longer. Yeah. And happiness, Aristotle described it as the highest good. And if we have that, both as individuals and as a planet, happiness is one of the ultimate goals in life, isn't it?
Yes. Well, and also I think happiness can also be contentness, being content.
Yes.
It also means, I think it means smiling, but also it means being content. And I think that's with things in your life, and that's important for happiness as well.
Yeah, and now that you bring that up, being content, and you were just talking about how difficult it is for a lot of young people, they're always being challenged. To find that contentment, to be able to stop and say, you know what I'm doing is good, and I appreciate myself. I'm being supported by my family and certainly, hopefully some friends and maybe some teachers. But feeling that sense of contentment and not always searching and looking and trying. And I think sometimes social media, and I know you've written about this, but social media can do that, because not only just young people, but adults as well. You start to feel like, I'm not content, I'm not happy because I didn't go to that party. I didn't go on that trip like that, family just showed me. And we start comparing ourselves way too much, don't you think?
Yes, definitely. I mean, that is definitely the downfall of social media, is that, you compare. And also, people don't always show you everything on social media, obviously, right? There's been a lot written about this, that, people a lot of times only show the good stuff, and they don't all show the struggle or the days that they're not feeling right. I mean, sometimes there is more of people being more quote unquote real on social media for sure. But it's funny because I never thought about it. I mean, I think I'm a generally positive person. And it's funny, I never thought, but also on social media, sometimes I say, well, today I was feeling this way and I saw this and I felt better. And it was when I went back to a high school reunion recently, and I had so many people come up to me and be like, oh my gosh, your story of this thing that you posted on social media really made me feel better. And I didn't even realize it, and there was a story of a dog, a beagle, who showed up at our yard upstate, and he was an older kind of ill dog, and we took him in, and I wrote a lot about it. And one person came up to me and said, Amy, that story of Snoopy, I think following your adventures with Snoopy got me through the pandemic. And
Isn't
I was
that
like,
nice?
what?
Yeah.
And this person never commented on any of my posts, but when he saw me in person at my reunion, that's what he told me.
And you had no idea, the impact, the effect that you were going to have on one person and maybe a lot of other people, who haven't had the chance to talk to you, but they benefited the same way.
Ryan Reynolds here from Mint Mobile. With the price of just about everything going up, we thought we'd bring our prices down. So to help us, we brought in a reverse auctioneer, which is apparently a thing.
Mint Mobile Unlimited Premium Wireless. How to get 30, 30, bit to get 30, bit to get 20, 20, 20, bit to get 20, 20, bit to get 15, 15, 15, 15, just $15 a month? Sold! Give it a try at mintmobile.com/switch.
Upfront payment of $45 for 3-month plan, equivalent to $15 per month required. New customer offer for first 3 months only. Speed slow after 35 gigabytes if network's busy. Taxes and fees extra. See mintmobile.com.
Chronic migraine is 15 or more headache days a month, each lasting 4 hours or more.
Botox, onabotulinum toxin A, prevents headaches in adults with chronic migraine before they start. It's not for those with 14 or fewer headache days a month. It prevents on average 8 to 9 headache days a month versus 6 to 7 for placebo.
Prescription Botox is injected by your doctor. Effects of Botox may spread hours to weeks after injection, causing serious symptoms. Alert your doctor right away, as difficulty swallowing, speaking, breathing, eye problems, or muscle weakness can be signs of a life-threatening condition. Patients with these conditions before injection are at highest risk. Side effects may include allergic reactions, neck and injection site pain, fatigue, and headache. Allergic reactions can include rash, welts, asthma symptoms, and dizziness. Don't receive Botox if there's a skin infection. Tell your doctor your medical history, muscle or nerve conditions, including ALS, Lou Gehrig's disease, myasthenia gravis, or Lambert-Eaton syndrome, and medications, including botulinum toxins, as these may increase the risk of serious side effects.
Why wait? Ask your doctor, visit BotoxChronicMigraine.com, or call 1-800-44-BOTOX to learn more.
Oh, such a clutch pickup, Dave.
I was worried we'd bring back the same team.
I meant those blackout motorized shades.
Blinds.com made it crazy affordable to replace our old blinds.
Hard to install?
No, it's easy. I installed these and then got some for my mom, too. She talked to a design consultant for free and scheduled a professional measure and install.
Hall of Fame son.
They're the #1 online retailer of custom window coverings in the world.
Blinds.com is the GOAT.
The GOAT!
Save up to 50% with minimum purchase at Blinds.com. Rules and restrictions may apply.
At the UPS Store, we want to make this summer the summer of shipping, Summer Shipalooza, so you can start crossing items off your must-ship list, like the vintage film camera your college kid needs for class, or the vase you told your mom you would send her ages ago. And with our pack and ship guarantee, your items arrive safe or we reimburse you. So stop by your local store today for everything you need to be unstoppable. Visit the upsstore.com/guarantee for full details. Available at participating locations. Most locations are independently owned. Product, services, pricing, and hours of operation may vary. See Center for details. The UPS Store. Be unstoppable.
It's all about, believing in yourself and becoming, all you can be. And here's something important: without sacrificing your core values. If we're talking about true happiness, it comes really, and I believe this, from preserving one's values. You have to be true to your values and don't just strive for success, strive for significance. You have to be able to look and say, what do I believe in? What really is important to me, and what will I stand up for? I think it's important to have values in life, Amy.
Oh, of course, most definitely. And you can be significant to your, being significant isn't, like you said, necessarily winning the Pulitzer Prize or winning. It's being significant to the people closest to you in your life.
Yeah.
And being there for them and being there for your friends and having a positive impact on anyone you come across with, here in New York City. Like we're so close to people every day, like people on the subway, people in restaurants. And I think when you have a positive energy, people really feel that and appreciate it. And it stands out. And you have to stay true to yourself, which can be really hard because sometimes you're in a situation. But I think it's listening to your gut. It's trusting your gut about what to do and what not to do and how to handle certain situations. And that can be hard sometimes.
Yeah. You're talking about, living in New York City with the hustle and bustle and everything that goes on every day, and people are just rushing. But, if you take the time, and I've done this as an experiment, not necessarily in New York because, and I'm honored by this, but a lot of people know me. But when I'm somewhere else, and I think that a lot of people don't know who I am and what I do, I will smile at someone who doesn't have a smile on their face. And you know what? 9 times out of 10, they smile back.
Yeah.
Because they want that. People want to be connected. People want kindness. And we need more and more of that kindness. Something else, too, that I think can really help us in life. And that, to me, is service. Service to others. It has to be a part of your life in many ways because the reward is immeasurable. If you help others, if you reach out, if you do something good, it really does make you, that line about, it's better to give than to receive. I believe that.
Yes.
I believe it so much.
And we write all the time about studies that actually show that people that volunteer, do small, and it doesn't have to be a big thing. It can just be doing a small, kind act a day, actually do have lower levels of inflammation. It actually physically makes you healthier.
It does. Now, you write so much about health and happiness. Tell me something that you recently wrote about or something that you might be writing about that can be beneficial to all of us, people who are listening to us right now.
Well, like what I was just talking about is that we just wrote about a study that found that people that did small acts of kindness throughout their day, it could be something as like you said, smiling at somebody,
Yeah.
holding the door open for somebody, that it physically they had lower levels of inflammation.
Yes.
And there is a World Kindness Day. I believe it's in November.
Yeah, it
but
is.
We shouldn't have to wait for that. That actually, that really, it's not just blah, blah, blah.
Mhm.
It's not just people saying, oh, be a good person, but that actually it's amazing
Yeah.
that when you smile, and they also say they can hear, like they can hear if you're smiling talking on the radio, right?
Oh, yeah.
Like your
Sure.
voice sounds
Yeah.
different when
Yeah.
you're smiling as you talk.
Mm.
So the fact that, that we've reported on so much research that has actually shown a physical benefit
Yeah.
to doing something kind for other people. And also it can help you feel good. Even like if I'm feeling kind of down
Yes.
and I go out and I just talk to somebody, or like I have a restaurant that I go to in my neighborhood that I'm kind of a regular at, and I sit there and I talk to all sorts of people, and you never know. It's being open, and it really is interacting. And the studies also show that being, like you said, giving service and also being connected to your community
Yes,
and your family
absolutely.
actually improves your health.
All of these things are so fundamental, they're basic, and they never grow old. And Amy, you have been a great guest on the show. I just love having you on because, you talk about a personality that just jumps through, and you do. I can see the smile on your face because I know it's there. I've seen you. But you come across beautifully on the radio as well.
Oh, well, thank you.
You're terrific. Amy Brightfield, Better Homes and Garden editor. You've been fantastic, and I want you to come back. The song that we were playing a short while ago, Debbie Boone, You Light Up My Life. I'm going to kind of play a little bit more of that as we say goodbye because I love this song a lot, and it says something that applies to our topic today. Light up somebody's life, everybody. Be smart, be bright, and cheerful, and make a phone call today. Go visit somebody. Do something good, okay? And I thank you so much for listening to us. Thank you so much for being a part of my show here, Positively Ernie, and you are good stuff. Here it is. See you next time. Bye-bye.
Could it be finally I'm turning for home? Finally a chance to say